Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Paul.
And I'm Lena. We are very happy to see you again.
In today's video, we are going to talk about something very useful for English learners.
Yes, today we will discuss how to learn English at home in a simple and practical way.
Many people want to learn English, but they cannot attend classes or language schools.
That's true. Some people are busy with work, some live far from language institutes, and others simply prefer learning from home.
But the good news is that learning English at home is completely possible.
Yes, with the right methods, motivation, and daily practice, anyone can improve their English.
So if you want to improve your English without leaving your home, stay with us and learn step by step.
Let's begin.
Lena, many beginners think learning English is very difficult without a teacher. What do you think about that?
Well, Paul, learning with a teacher can help, but it is not the only way to learn English. Today, there are many resources that people can use at home.
That's right. The internet has made learning much easier.
Exactly. People can watch educational videos, listen to podcasts, read articles, and even practice speaking with language apps.
So learners can create their own learning environment at home.
Yes, and sometimes learning at home can even be more comfortable. People can learn at their own speed and practice whenever they want.
That sounds great for beginners.
Yes, the key is to practice regularly and stay consistent.
One popular way to learn English at home is watching videos. Nowadays, many people spend time watching videos online for entertainment or learning new things. Do you think watching English videos is actually a helpful way for beginners to improve their English skills?
Yes, Paul, I believe watching English videos is one of the easiest and most enjoyable ways to learn English at home. Videos combine both sound and visuals, which makes learning more interesting and engaging. When learners watch videos, they not only hear English being spoken but also see facial expressions, body language, and the situation in which the words are used. This helps them understand the meaning more clearly and remember new phrases more easily.
That makes a lot of sense. When we see and hear something at the same time, it becomes easier to remember. But many beginners might wonder how exactly they should use videos to improve their English. Should they just watch videos normally like entertainment? Or should they do something more?
That's a very good question. Beginners can start by watching simple videos that are specially made for English learners. These videos usually have clear pronunciation, slow speaking speed, and simple vocabulary. This makes it easier for beginners to understand what the speaker is saying without feeling confused or overwhelmed.
Yes, sometimes native speakers talk very fast, which can make it difficult for beginners to follow the conversation.
Exactly. That is why beginner-friendly videos are very helpful at the start. Learners can also turn on subtitles while watching the video. Subtitles allow them to read the words while listening to the pronunciation, which helps improve both reading and listening skills at the same time.
That sounds like a great learning technique. What else can learners do while watching videos to make the learning process more effective?
Another useful strategy is to pause the video after hearing an interesting sentence and repeat it out loud. By doing this, learners can practice their pronunciation and speaking skills. Repeating sentences helps them become more comfortable with English sounds and rhythm. Over time, they will notice that their pronunciation becomes clearer and more natural.
So instead of watching videos passively, learners should actively participate in the learning process.
Yes, exactly. They should listen carefully, repeat sentences, and try to understand the meaning of the conversation. They can even write down new words or expressions that they hear in the video and review them later.
That sounds like a very effective method. Watching videos becomes both fun and educational at the same time.
Yes, and the best part is that learners can watch videos anytime they want. Even watching for 15 or 20 minutes every day can help them improve their listening and speaking skills gradually.
Another great way to learn English at home is reading. Reading is a very common learning method, and many language learners say that reading regularly helps them improve their vocabulary and grammar. What do you think about the importance of reading in English?
I completely agree, Paul. Reading is a very powerful way to improve English skills. When learners read in English, they are exposed to many new words, phrases, and sentence structures. This helps them understand how the language works and how ideas are expressed clearly. Over time, reading regularly helps learners become more comfortable with the language.
That's very interesting. But beginners sometimes feel nervous about reading in English because they think it might be too difficult. What kind of reading material should beginners start with?
Beginners should always start with simple and easy reading materials. For example, they can read short stories written for English learners, beginner-level books, or simple articles on topics they enjoy. Reading about familiar or interesting topics makes the learning experience more enjoyable and less stressful.
That's a great point. When people read something they enjoy, they naturally stay motivated to continue reading.
Exactly. Another helpful tip is to read slowly and focus on understanding the general meaning of the text instead of worrying about every single word. Sometimes learners stop reading because they encounter many new words, but it is important to stay patient and keep going.
That's true. Encountering new words is actually a normal part of learning a language.
Yes, and when learners find new words, they can look up their meanings in a dictionary. After learning the meaning, they should write the word in a notebook along with an example sentence. Writing new words helps them remember the vocabulary more effectively.
That sounds like a very organized way to learn new vocabulary.
It is. Learners can also try to use the new words in their own sentences when speaking or writing. This practice helps them truly understand the word and remember it for a longer time.
So reading not only improves vocabulary but also helps learners understand grammar and sentence structure.
Yes, exactly. When learners read regularly, they naturally become familiar with how English sentences are formed. Over time, this knowledge helps them write and speak more clearly.
That makes reading an extremely valuable habit for anyone learning English.
Absolutely. Even reading for just 10 or 15 minutes every day can gradually improve a learner's English skills.
Another important skill when learning English is listening. Many learners say that they can read English or understand grammar, but when they hear someone speaking English, it becomes difficult for them to understand. Why do you think listening is such an important part of learning English?
That's a very good point, Paul. Listening is extremely important because it helps learners become familiar with how English actually sounds in real-life conversations. When people speak English naturally, they use different accents, speeds, and expressions. By listening regularly, learners train their ears to recognize words and understand spoken English more easily. Yes, I have heard many learners say that native speakers talk very fast, and sometimes it is hard to catch every word in a sentence. That's true, and that is exactly why listening practice is necessary. When beginners listen to English regularly, their brain slowly becomes familiar with the rhythm and pronunciation of the language. Over time, they start recognizing common words and phrases without needing to translate everything in their mind.
That sounds like a very natural learning process. So how can beginners practice listening at home in a simple way?
There are many easy ways to practice listening. For example, learners can listen to English podcasts, watch interviews, or listen to conversations designed for beginners. Even listening to English songs can be helpful because songs make learning enjoyable and memorable.
Listening to music is something many people already enjoy in their daily life.
Exactly. Learners can listen carefully to the lyrics and try to understand the meaning of the words. They can also read the lyrics while listening to the song. This combination helps improve both listening and reading skills.
That's a great learning technique. Are there any other tips for improving listening skills?
Yes. One helpful tip is to listen to the same audio more than once. The first time, learners may only understand a few words. But when they listen again, they start recognizing more words and understanding the message better. Repetition helps the brain process the language more effectively.
So patience and regular practice are the key.
Absolutely. Even listening to English for 10 or 15 minutes every day can make a big difference over time.
Lena, many English learners say that speaking is the most challenging skill to develop. They often feel shy or nervous when they try to speak English. Why do you think speaking can be difficult for beginners?
Well, Paul, speaking can feel difficult because it requires confidence and practice. Many learners are afraid of making mistakes or saying something incorrectly. Because of this fear, they sometimes avoid speaking English, which slows down their progress.
Yes, that is a common problem. But speaking is also one of the most important parts of learning a language.
Exactly. The more someone practices speaking, the more comfortable they become with using the language. Making mistakes is actually a natural part of learning. Every learner makes mistakes at the beginning, and that is completely normal.
That's very encouraging. But what if someone is learning English alone at home and doesn't have a partner to practice speaking with?
Even when learning alone, there are still many ways to practice speaking. One simple method is talking to yourself in English. Learners can describe their daily activities or talk about what they are doing during the day.
That sounds like an interesting way to practice.
Yes, for example, someone might say, I am making breakfast now, or I am reading a book, or today I am going to study English for 1 hour. These small speaking exercises help learners practice forming sentences naturally.
That also helps them start thinking in English instead of translating from their native language.
Exactly. Another useful method is repeating sentences from videos or podcasts. When learners hear a sentence, they can pause the video and repeat it aloud. This practice helps improve pronunciation and speaking fluency.
So speaking practice does not always require another person.
That's right. With regular practice, learners will gradually feel more confident using English in real conversations.
That's very motivating advice for beginners.
Yes, and the most important thing is to practice a little every day. Over time, these small efforts will lead to big improvements in speaking ability.
Lena, what kind of routine should learners follow at home?
A simple daily routine can help a lot.
What might that routine look like?
For example, they can spend 15 minutes watching English videos, 15 minutes reading something simple, and 10 minutes practicing speaking.
That doesn't sound too difficult.
Yes, even 30 to 40 minutes of daily practice can make a big difference over time.
Consistency is more important than studying for many hours once in a while.
Exactly. Small daily efforts lead to big improvements.
So today we learned that it is possible to learn English at home.
Yes, learners can watch videos, read books, listen to English, and practice speaking regularly.
The most important thing is to practice every day and stay motivated.
Learning a language takes time, but with patience and dedication, anyone can improve.
We hope this conversation helps you start your English learning journey at home.
And remember, practice a little every day.
Thank you for watching.
See you in the next video!